And I've been teaching Qigong for a little over a year, assisted for a few years prior to that at the Wellspring School. And it's a little bit of a passion for me. I also treat at Pulse Holistic Health doing alma body work. So what we're going to talk about is a fabulous art form, because Qigong is fit for anyone, from 6-year-olds to 98-year-olds. It doesn't require a lot of our environment around us. In fact, you can basically do Qigong in the amount of space that you can put your arms out in. Okay, it's a very simple form of exercise that can be adapted to people that can't stand, can't balance, that are immobile for one reason or another. So it has a lot of health benefits. So one of the things I just want to touch briefly on is a little bit of the history. Qigong is, in basic, we'll define what it is. So Qi, first of all, is basically our energy, our life force. It is the essence of everything around us. Every living thing has Qi in it. The air is living, so we can breathe in Qi. Okay. The Gong part of Qigong means mastery over the energy in a long duration. So it means that it's going to take a long time of steady dedication in order to develop Qi in the body. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up and go, oh, I'm a master of Qigong. It does take dedicated practice. Okay. There's a great Chinese saying that goes, where the Qi flows, blood goes. So when we talk about the Qi flowing, there has to be a smooth, easy flow of Qi through the body. And when that happens, when that occurs, there is health. Okay? So if there's any restriction of Qi in the body, of that flow, then we're going to have disease. Okay, and that might cause a accumulation of either Qi, blood, or fluids in the body, and we wind up with some form of disease. There are thousands of different forms of Qigong, so we're not going to go into any particular one. Okay, they're all pretty good. Okay. It's been developed over thousands of years also. I think the latest artifact was found 7,000 years ago. They found, they didn't find it 7,000 years ago, of course, but it was dated back 7,000 years as far as the findings on pictures on cave walls about doing Qigong. Okay, so it's been around for a long time, and so it's not so much the particular form that we say recommend. It is, there are a lot of forms that are specific for certain organs or certain disharmonies. However, the basis of Qigong will show other benefits to anyone that practices Qigong. Okay. So, in general, we're mostly concerned with letting you know about how Qigong can increase your well-being, how it can also increase your health. So, for one, it strengthens the entire system, the entire body. This means mind, body, and spirit. We worry about things, and the breath alone can help the Qi move downward to an emotional center. Okay? So the second part of this is the movement. Any movement that we do in Qigong is usually timed with the breath. So we have an inhale, we have an exhale. Okay? So when we do Qigong, everything flows. The movements are relaxed. They're easy. They flow. Nothing is strained. Nothing is tense. Okay? There is just a simple in and out of the breath and of the movement. Okay? And a lot of times we have people that you're not going to notice things right away. Some people do. They can have a calming effect, definitely. And this can be achieved in just a few minutes of Qigong. Anytime that you just basically feel a little bit stressed, you can practice a little deep inhalation and exhale. And it brings the emotions back down where they belong so that you can think clearly. Okay? Most people, we say if you practice Qigong, you'll definitely notice the effects of Qigong within 30 to 60 days. But generally, it's going to take about 100 days worth of dedicated practice of doing a little bit of Qigong on a daily basis, and you will reap great rewards, so to speak, okay? You will really be able to gain substantial effects with doing Qigong. So some of those rewards are going to be cardiovascular, okay? So Qigong brings down the heart rate, okay? Brings down your blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol levels, okay? They've actually done testing and experiments with Qigong masters and people that practice Qigong on a daily basis, and they've dropped their systolic blood pressure by 18 millimeters, and their diastolic dropped by 16. So that's fairly substantial, okay? Especially when you're talking about people that run high blood pressure. It also affects our respiratory system. There is an increase in the exchange of gases when we do Qigong. So we don't have to breathe as much, okay, when you're doing Qigong. You can actually slow the breath rate down to maybe 4 to 5 times a minute, as to most people breathe, inhale and exhale 10, 20 times per minute, you know. So that's another benefit of Qigong is for our digestive system. Qigongs that we give to our clients, we call it a digestive Qigong, okay? And digestive Qigong is to help us, help people with digestive problems. And basically, it can be as simple as breathing and bringing the Qi down to the lower dantian, okay? So people with acid reflux, people with tightness of the throat, we can tell them that when they inhale, they just want to breathe in and bring their Qi downward, okay? And that might help with a little bit of the digestive system. There are thousands, like I said, thousands of forms of Qigong, and a lot of them do focus on the digestive system. A little bit more about meditation. Qigong is basically what we call a meditative movement, because we're focusing our mind on the breath and on the movement, so we have that connection there. But wintertime is a good time to basically be still, be quiet, be introspective. That means whether you're sitting by the fireplace reading a book, that means whether you're going for a walk, you can walk and absorb the surroundings around you and really bring it in to your heart, you know, to think about things, how they affect you in the wintertime, so that you can nourish and spring forth in the springtime.
What would be an ideal either set of exercises or amount of time that you would spend as a beginner or intermediate beginner?
Well, as I mentioned, there's thousands of styles of Qigong, and it is sometimes we have to be careful not to do one too much. We call it Qigong junkies. You know, you can create a disharmony by overdoing a form, either singularly or out of focus. The 8 brocades is an overall great kind of tonic form, I would say, for anyone with any minor disharmonies, things like that. So the 8 brocades, also known as the 8 silk brocades, or Silk Road, something towards that.
It builds a lot too, strength.
Yeah, so it'll help to build and strengthen the organ networks, and it works with all the networks. We have one coming up probably next semester that's called Return to Kidney, which focuses mainly on the kidneys and the immune system. We do a few of them, and so there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of them out there that will specifically address different issues.